to the show. And here are your hosts, the diabolical Elite Gaming Guru, the illustrious Red Dead Panda, and the Australian stud AshtreyGaming. So let's get this party started. Shit.
And we are live.
We are live! Yes! I'm so excited. Yes. Welcome back to another show, episode 97 of the Gamers Initiative podcast. First, let's do a sound check. Can everyone hear us before we go into this?
Yeah, exactly. Please let us know if you can hear Elite, myself, and Prosciutto, please.
Sure.
It's very important.
Let us know now. Don't let it drag on.
All right, looking at my end, if you guys talk.
No one's saying anything.
Yep, so the desktop audio is
Can
working.
Can anyone hear us? No one's saying yes or no.
Yeah.
There's a
Say something,
delay.
Google.
There's a bit of a delay, so.
We ain't got time for delays. Hello?
Hopefully they can hear us. Come on, guys.
Before we go into this.
Yeah, exactly. Please. Yeah.
don't know if
I've
you
just
hear us.
unmuted it. I can hear us, so we're good to go.
There you go. Okay.
All
right. Right.
That'll come in, but anyway, whatever. That's okay.
Right, okay, right. Right, okay, so let's get on with this. Right, so, episode 97 of the Gaming Initiative podcast, featuring myself, the Elite Gaming Guru, AshtreyGaming, and our special guest today, Bushido. Welcome, Bushido. How are you, mate? Finally, I get to chat to you and not see you, but listen to you. And... Yes.
I'm keeping up with
I was going to say else.
Listen, I said the same thing I said last time I was on. I was like, no, Elite Guru. I was like, come on. So I'm glad this time I get to talk with you and everything. But doing good, man. Doing good. I can't complain.
I think I was being waxed last time.
Well, you know what? Either way, I seem to be the most consistent panel member on this damn show.
You do. Then it's me. Then it's Red.
Yeah.
Who's sort of like an agency staff.
Agencies. They rock up whenever they want.
Yeah.
They're like, Ash got it. I ain't worried about it.
She's not with us today, unfortunately. I think what she got, Ashtray.
She's damaged her vocal cords.
Damaged her vocal cords, yeah. She won't tell us how she's done that, so we have to use our imaginations, everybody.
Yep.
But she cannot speak. She's got cotton mouth somehow. So.
Oh shit! All right. Look, quick shout out to the chat. Other Zinc, good to see you there. Grey Monad, Red Dead Panda's in the chat as well. Boba Fett Gaming. Oh, we've got Far Q. Who else? Limitless.
Mitchy Poo.
Yep.
We've got Mr. Bushido in the chat.
Tando.
We've got Limitless Jess. We've got Chio. Oh, I'm sorry, my vision's blurred, everyone, because I've got conjunctivitis in both eyes. We've got Tando. We've got Chio Walker. And Tryhard Fan. Hopefully he's going to come back. We've not got Dirt of us this week. He was in the chat, but he's had to go because of he forgot something. The family issue. So he had to quickly dash off, so he'll be with us another day. So it's just going to be us three. Us, the trio. So...
Cool.
We'll keep it as entertaining as we can.
Oh, we always do, don't we?
So let's first start off with introductions, and let's start with Bushido, the guest.
What have you been playing, man?
What you been playing?
Okay, that's I got a nice little list for that. I've been playing a lot of small games just to rinse my palate, from playing Resident Evil 4. Great game, absolutely great game. I finally finished Atomic Heart. It was actually pretty good to me. I didn't like the story, and I didn't like the protagonist, but the gameplay I thought was very enjoyable, and it kept me going. So I would like to see a sequel, but it was good. It wasn't that hard either. It was challenging enough, and I think I'm playing Yakuza 0 right now. I'm really digging that. And I'm trying some other little small games in between, just because Yakuza is one of them games where you just got to wander around to figure out what you got to do next. And I get tired of that after like 2-3 hours. I'll play something smaller. So I try Bug Snacks out for a little bit, and I'll go back to Yakuza tonight. So
Nice, man. Sounds good. Sounds good. Elite.
What Yakuza you on? You're just going through them all?
Zero.
Oh, 0. All right. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Ray keeps telling me that's the best one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Is it 0 was the best one? Yeah. I think. So every time I talk to someone, they always tell me another one's the best one. I tried the Dragon one, but they
Right.
they do feel quite dated now, though, don't they?
Not well, since it's new to me, I
Yeah.
couldn't tell you. Yeah, it feels like, okay, all right, this is the style of gameplay. So okay, let's go with it. So until I play the other, that's why I'm glad I did. I was gonna start with like a dragon, and it was like, no, it just got started 0. I was like, all right, okay. So
Yeah.
I just went back to 0. So, but I'm enjoying it though. The story's actually really good.
Yeah, I started with Dragon, so maybe I'll just start with 0 and start from scratch.
Yeah, it's dramatic. There's some
Is it?
dramatic stuff happening in it. Yeah, it would if it was a movie, it'd actually be pretty good.
Did you make you cry?
No.
Right. Yeah. So, oh, sorry, my voice popping in and out. Me? Did you ask what I've been playing, Astray?
Oh, I was gonna sort of ask. I mean, no one cares, but I thought I'd ask.
Well, I've been playing.
Said no one cares.
What's it called?
Conan, probably.
Yeah, no, not Conan. I'm going back into that. Oh, Hunt Showdown. But yeah, I tried thinking. I've been playing. I think I spoke about it last week, didn't I? But I give up on it. Ghostwire Tokyo. Yeah, I just found it too repetitive, and I sort of got bored of it, to be honest. I tried, put two or 3 hours into it, and it's just not much was happening enough for me to keep engaged. So, and I just found it quite jittery as well. So yeah.
That's how I found about Atomic Heart. I felt the same way. But then I said, look, just finish the stupid game, and and I went back to it, and it got better. So I was glad that happened. So
Crickety back in the chat.
Whoa.
Hey, am I like what's up?
We're live.
You're
man.
You're alive? Are you joining us? Or not joining us?
No, I did not. I had like 5 minutes. I just wanted to say to the people that came over here to see if I was here, because I promoted the show earlier.
Yeah.
Sorry, I gotta leave, but I was trying to kick it for like 30 minutes, but Elite was late,
Yeah.
Elite was late, guys. I was trying to kick it for 30 minutes, but I just wanted to if there was anybody that came over because I promoted it earlier on TTS, just want to say sorry, I gotta bounce. Well, have a good show.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks, man.
We'll get you back on soon.
All right, bro.
See you, mate.
See ya.
Peace out.
Peace. Ghostwire, yeah, I agree with you. It's quite rinse and repeat. There's pretty much the same kind of stuff. Yeah. Look, I've nearly finished chapter 4, I think. 3 or 4. So I'm a bit ways through it, but yeah, it's kind of same, which is unfortunate. And the gameplay is not as fun as I was hoping for it to be, but it's okay, and it does get better as you get better abilities and stuff. But yeah, it's okay. It's worth a playthrough.
That's why I've always wondered the hate sort of Redfall's getting right now. I think people have put, since Xbox have bought them, have suddenly put Arcane on this massive high pedestal as if they're expecting a massive AAA blockbuster game from them. But they've never really produced those kind of games. They've produced sort of decent games, but I don't think any of their games have ever been AAA blockbusters, have they? I mean, because even the last few ones like Ghostwire Tokyo and Deathloop, those style of games, they're particularly, and then there are early games like Prey and Dishonored and that. I mean, they're okay games, but I wouldn't put them as AAA blockbuster games, would you?
Well, yeah, I don't know. That's subjective, I guess. Some people love those games, so
yeah.
For me, I'm the same way. They're okay.
Yeah.
Like I tried Prey out. People really, really touted that game. Even Dealer was telling me to play the game, and I was like, all right, I guess so. And I played it for a few hours, and I'm just not feeling the love, man. I'm just not the game.
couldn't get into Deathloop, and I've tried Dishonored and Prey and that, and I don't know what it is, but I think it's their gameplay, the same about it I don't like, the mechanics. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I
I think that's it too. Yeah, for
Yeah.
me too.
find the
Yep.
controls, the gameplays don't seem very fluid, and yeah. So hopefully Redfall will be better. So, but you know,
Yeah.
I'm just expecting sort of the same formula, but it's just sort of just start a game, but just sort of the
Right.
same formula. I wasn't ever expecting much from Redfall. Anyway. I wasn't expecting like some sort of,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. I look at it as a game that we can have fun together, and that's it.
Yeah,
I don't look at it
exactly.
as if it's going to be a franchise and a big deal. I think it'll be good, but I don't think it'll be, groundbreaking or anything like that.
Keep in mind that id Software assisted with the gun mechanics, so I think we will see an improvement in the mechanics of the game over what we've been seeing lately with other games. So there is that, and that's the main thing. I think the gameplay's got to be fun. So if the shooting mechanics are good and they're tight, like we expect from sort of Doom,
Yeah.
then it's got a real good chance of actually taking off. It's just a shame about the 30 FPS, but we'll get into that later, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So should we get into our first topic?
Sure. What is it?
Sure.
Come on,
Right,
man.
topic.
Come on.
First topic.
Where's your energy? Bring some energy.
Right, former Bungie director, Jason Stratham. Imagine, that'd been brilliant, wouldn't it? if he run, I'm running Bungie. Reveals his next studio. So he's gone off to form his own little studio, and now PlayStation have acquired them. So he's sort of separated from Bungie, formed his own studio, of which PlayStation have now acquired, which I find all odd, really. So yeah, what's your take on this, guys? I mean, I'm just reading some of the. Yes, he's gone, and it's part of Netflix, is it?
Yeah. So he's left Xbox, he's left 343, and he's now moved over to Netflix, which we all know do streaming service, and they're building up their game portfolio, etc. I'm gonna put my tinfoil hat on and say that I think it's a strategic move for an acquisition later down the track. And the reason why I say that is because they've done this stuff in the past, in my opinion. I don't, people will refute it, whatever, but I mean, just look at the ABK thing. It was about 3 years ago when what's his name from Xbox left.
Mike
Ybarra left, and I honestly think that he left to go and give dirt to Microsoft on what's happening over there and speed up their downfall for their acquisition. So again, tinfoil hat, but I reckon in a couple of years we'll see something happen with Netflix in that capacity, potentially. So
we're going to have them competing now.
Yeah,
and
we are.
Sony going to be behind on the curve, aren't they? With Netflix now going to be doing the same thing.
Well, they've already been behind. That's why they're trying to catch up now. But
no, they're not. They're market leaders. Damn you! Respect them.
you know, the most sold flavor of ice cream is probably vanilla, but it doesn't mean it's the best. Just saying. Bushido, what have you gleaned from this topic article? What do you think is happening over there?
I got my own conspiracies about other stuff with this too, so
nice.
I can't shoot yours down. I can't sit there and go, Ash, that doesn't make sense. Because when you hear mine, eventually you're gonna be like, I don't know. But I don't think it's as big a deal as some people are trying to make it. Like Xbox is losing a bunch of people and things like that. I don't think it's anything like that. I think it's just that these guys want to stretch their legs out and and see if they can figure their own path out with their own studios and things like that. I mean, you can't tell me not one of these guys that works as a developer or animator or a coder that they don't want to have their own business and run things their way, and everyone does in every type of industry. You know, they want to run it their way. They want to have their own show, run their own show, basically. Yeah, and I think that's all this is. I'm wondering though if he's going just mobile because most of the games right now for Netflix are mobile, but I'm wondering if that's what he's going for.
It says it's
Wouldn't be.
Triple A studio. It's going to be Triple A
Yeah.
studio. So,
Okay. Yeah,
yeah.
and I like that though because just from knowing what they were working with Blizzard, that game Titan, and that's what when Blizzard and Bungie's separated. Blizzard took some assets, and Bungie took some assets, and the assets that they took came out to be Destiny, and the other one for Blizzard was Overwatch. So it's like I'm kind of wondering, like, man, what kind of game was that going to be? So I like the idea of seeing somebody else's vision of games, and hopefully it's another sci-fi game. 'Cause I love me some sci-fi, and yeah, I just hope everything turns out good with them. So even if it's a PlayStation thing, exclusive, that's fine. Just give me some more games. I'm good with that.
Do you think it's odd? I was just saying, do you think it's odd that sort of Sony originally the part of the deal where they bought Bungie was, I think what they buy them for, 3 billion or 4 billion, but they
Yeah,
gave a lot,
something like that.
like
Right.
3 billion. But they gave a load of money to keep all the staff, didn't they? Apparently,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then less than a year on, a load of the staff leaving, including this fella, to form their own studio. So, so yeah, what was the disconnect there, and why are they not being accused of being poor managers? Poor management.
You know what? I just said that the other night we were talking about that, and I said that I always notice that whenever I bring PlayStation into it, people will say this ain't about PlayStation. But what happens is down the line, PlayStation gets brought into it. They'll say, "Well, PlayStation gets their games out." I'm like, "No, their games have been broken this generation. The only
Yeah.
game that came out good was Ratchet and Clank. Had no problems. Every one of the other games has serious problems. So you can't sit here and tell me that, you know, that Xbox is the only one having problems. I say even the whole industry though. Look how many games get canceled or pushed back. We don't pay any mind because it's not our studios, our favorite console studios. So you don't really pay any mind, but it happens with all of them. So I think it is a little overblown, but at the same time, I would like to play Redfall 60. So I'm not even gonna lie. And I really want
Absolutely.
Starfield to be at 62. I really need Starfield to be at 60. Don't I'm not gonna act like I won't play the 30. Not gonna act like I'm not, but I want it at 60.
Yeah.
No, that's fair enough, man. I'm going to wait. I don't like 30. I really don't. It's just too
I really
blurry
don't
for
either.
me.
Yeah, I really don't like it.
But that's the thing. I will play the game because it looks interesting. I'm
Right.
interested to find out what the mechanics are like. Having, what is it, 4-player co-op? That's going to be,
Right.
it's going to be some fun times. And again, you can jump into it single player, so it's going to have that. But I need it at 60 these days. I don't want to go back to 30. I don't think hey, if people out there want to play it at 30, good, go for it. That's your prerogative.
Yeah.
I've got nothing against that, but I still want to voice my opinion and say it should launch with 60. So I'm going to wait till it's 60, and that's just me.
I don't care about your pony opinion.
I'm a pony bot, apparently.
Pony bot,
That's the
yeah.
new narrative. Or this is if you ask Xbox for better, you're a pony bot. So go figure.
Man.
I'm gonna play at 30 because I'm not a fraud like Red.
You have to. You've got a Series S. I've got an X, man. All right, I'm superior in every way.
No, I've got to give it a go. I just want to see if the game plays any good anyway, because I might not even enjoy it in 60 or 30. So I mean, Deathloop and Ghostwire were in 60, weren't they? I think that was in 60. And I didn't enjoy them regardless. So, as I mean, they might not even like the game. So, if you like the game, then I might drop out of it and then go back to it when it's at 60. But
yeah,
right. Should we move on to the next topic?
Yep.
I'm actually going to bounce on this one. So, Media Molecule co-founder and Dreams director Mark Healy, he's also left as well. What's happening at PlayStation?
The sky's falling.
Around, isn't it? Yeah, bad management. They're going under. They're going to mobile market.
Exactly.
Don't hear any of this in the news. None of the media covers this, do they? None of the media says
Nobody.
Fuck, it's amazing.
Like everything, man, it gets swept under the carpet and sort of nothing to see here, guys.
Yeah.
And
That's
this
why I don't get hype about stuff like that. Whenever it's Xbox and people start seeing things, I'm like, you're only blowing this up. And even as Xbox guys, they'll blow it up because of what they're hearing, and they want to. To me, Xbox players who do that, a lot of times they want to prove. Well, I'm not biased. You know, I could call Xbox out too. It's like, no, I don't have to do that. I don't have to prove anything to ponies. You know, if I don't call them out in public, oh well. You know, because to me, it's not that big a deal. I think it's if the game got canceled altogether or got pushed back another year, that'd be huge. Or maybe no, about a year. Yeah, I would give anything within that, like 8 months or whatever. Be upset, but at the same time, I would be more understanding. But no, I just think that it's a little overblown, and I think some of it is that they're hearing it from ponies, and they don't like hearing things from from ponies, and so now they want to go to the extreme.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of that as well. Yeah, I think it's a bit. I feel like I have to say something, but yeah, I'm still gonna. As I said, we'll have to wait and see, won't we? Because everyone that played it and watched the gameplay and that thought it was 60, and it looked good. So that's how it is. But as I said, Media Molecule co-founder and Dreams director Mark Healy has left the studio. He says Sony's trash. He says he leaves a week after. He leaves a week after the plans. After they basically cancelled Dreams, closed it down. So he's just fucked off because he's like, yeah, cheers, thanks for that, bye, Sony. He said he left saying, where was the support you promised me? You gamers said you're gonna buy my games. You buy games and you didn't buy me, and so I'm gone, fuckers. So I said to Sapper, I called it when this game was first announced. I said I'd loved a game I loved, and I bought all the add-ons for it. Stupidly, though, the good thing about Xbox, I bought it because I don't know if anyone played Project Spark, but it was free. But you had to pay for the add-ons to it. There's loads of them, and so I bought them all. So I probably spent about 60+ quid on the game anyway. But I don't really like the game. But once again, there weren't enough people doing it, playing it. And if there's no people playing it, then you're making just games that no one's going to play. So you're not going to put that much effort into it. So I said the same to Dreams. And the PlayStation fans know, look, we will support our games. No, it's not trashed up Project Spark. We're going to support it. We're going to buy it. We're going to buy it. We're going to support it. Game drops, none of them play it. None of them support it. And it just dies after a year, which is only would. Because at the end of the day, the problem is, when you got to spend like... Because these games take a lot of work, and when you got to spend so much time just making a game that no one's going to play, at the end of the day, you think, I just can't be bothered. I'd rather just play a game rather than just make a game that no one's going to play. And that's what happens. And I think that's what happened with this. You just can't make bother with the effort. So it's a shame, really. These games died, but I like the ideas of them. But
well, Elite wasn't it supposed to have a 10-year plan?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, like Destiny.
Now, see, this is the thing. The developers and publishers have got to stop talking about 10-year plans for games because it seems to ruin them every single time. I mean, you said Destiny, then there's Dreams, then there's Halo Infinite. Now, the game still works. People play Halo Infinite. It still gets supported. But my point is this 10-year plan didn't work out too well for it. So, yeah, guys, stop talking about 10-year plans, all right? Even if you plan on having a game that's going to be 10 years, don't say it. Just do it and work on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Until some years, you're working on it and like, all right, everything's working fine. We could say something now. Don't say anything before everything is worked out.
Exactly.
If that's going to be the case.
Yeah, for sure. And I think this could be also a bit of a victim of being on a single platform as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? Like, I think this game should have been on every platform because it triggers people's creativity, etc. And I don't think that having it beholden to one platform really allows that kind of thing, that kind of game to flourish. Yeah, you could say I'll buy a PlayStation to play it, but It needs to be everywhere. That kind of game needs to be on all platforms, regardless, except for mobile, maybe, because it'd be too hard to do. But and then that would give it a bigger community, and there would definitely be people, you know, in forums working together to make games and things. We saw some cool stuff out of it, but it just, yeah, I think that was a victim of that kind of single platform, which happens sometimes as well.
You the guys really tearing that game up on PC if they had a chance to get at it.
Absolutely. That's where the modding community is PC.
Yes, sir.
So that's exactly where that would have flourished for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, those kind of games need to be cross-platform, really. So yeah, be on every platform, multi-platform, I should say, not cross-platform. But yeah, they should be. Yeah, they're really hard. So they're really hard to commit the time to, because they do take a lot of effort. Project Spark took loads of effort just to do anything on it. And then at the end of the day, you're thinking, you're eating into your game time, when you could be just playing a game with your friends. And you just think, fuck it, give up after a while. Especially as you make this game, you can spend literally months making a game, stick it out there into it goes into like a thing where people play it and no one plays it, and you're thinking, fuck that. So, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a shame. Does it say anywhere where he's heading to? I don't think it says. I don't remember seeing anywhere where it says where he's going. Well, hey, you never know. And that's the other thing. Joseph Staten probably got offered quite a lot of dough by Netflix. Yeah. So I mean, you got to go where the money is, right?
Yes, sir.
I know we're flip-flopping around on topics, but that just came to my mind. Is like he's probably already very rich. However, who's going to say no to more money? And he'll probably end up going back to Microsoft at some point in time anyway. So,
yeah.
Anyway,
do you know what else just coming to my head? Red Dead Panda wearing a thong.
Why?
In Australia, in Australia, thongs flip flops.
Yeah, we call flip flops thongs here in Australia.
Got you over there.
Yeah, but you still said thong as in singular. So
just wearing the rug.
You're an idiot. You're an absolute idiot.
Yeah, they're called flip flops in Australia. They're flip flops in Australia. Yeah, the Australians are weird like that. They wear thongs in their feet.
Yeah, be going. It woke me up. I was like, "Oh, wait, what?"
You got pictures. Oh my god! I apologize to everyone in the chat. But you guys are probably used to this shit by now, so it is what it is. No wonder we can't get guests on the show. We struggle to get. Prosciutto didn't want to come. He's like, "Fuck that! Please come to the show, man." He's like, "Oh, all right."
He only come on because I sent him pics.
Oh man.
I'll send you some of those pics of Jen.
Oh, come on.
Anyway, right. So, next topic. South Africa. That's the next topic. South Africa okays Microsoft's Activision acquisition. This is yet another country to say, yeah, fuck it, why not? What's the problem here? What's the problem, Sony? What are you crying about, you bitches? What have we got a list in here? Actually, all the
that's the exact word. That's the exact quote.
Yeah, it is.
That's what I was literally reading it. We ain't got. I was looking for a list of countries that have actually. I think pretty much everyone's okayed it, other than Sony, the FTC. I think that's it, isn't it? I think they're the only two places now that have not okayed it, and the FTC are getting fucked over for that. But yeah, top topic. South Africa said yes. The acquisition's fine. We can't see any problem with it. Doesn't seem to affect anyone other than Sony, and they just have to deal with it. They just have to buy a studio that nobody's heard of and make their own COD.
Oh man, what is that? What is that studio called? Firewalk? What the hell? Yeah, we may as well, because
this topic's a bit dead.
no one's really heard of Firewalk Studios before. I'm sure there's a few people out there that have, but Aren't they made up of some former Bungie people?
Yeah, that's why I thought. That's why I got confused with the last thing. Yeah, they're made up of former Bungie people. So the Bungie people that want to, I imagine the Bungie people that want to leave form their own team and then Sony paid them again to stay. I don't know how it works.
Because yeah, they paid what, $3 billion, right? And then
Yeah.
like something like $1 billion or just over $1 billion was to keep staff retention. And but apparently, according to an article I remember seeing a couple of weeks back, was they weren't going to get that paid out straight up. It was going to be sort of drip fed to them. And you know, I kind of understand that if you want to keep staff, you know, but obviously people have decided to leave anyway.
Yeah, Sony. They left, formed their own studio, and then Sony went, "Oh, we'll pay you. We won't drip feed you. We'll pay you now." And they went, "Okay, then." It seems of a sly way, or is this a sly way to get around the Bungie saying that they want all the games to be multiplat? So they've sort of broken up Bungie into a separate studio to perform. Yeah, because apparently the game they're working on will be an exclusive, PlayStation 5 exclusive, won't it? So
who's working on Bungie?
The Firewalk Studios they're working on.
Yeah, I would have thought so. I think they're trying to bolster up their multiplayer shooters.
Yeah,
with that kind of talent, I guess.
Yeah, so new studio. They're just made up of various people that have worked on various games, people with Respawn and whatever, and yeah, they've formed a new studio to compete with COD because Sony's going to collapse without COD.
Well, Jim said it himself, didn't he?
Jim said, yeah, it's his words.
Yeah.
We can't survive without COD.
They're going to fall in the sea like Atlantis.
We're not being we're not being toxic. That's what Jim Ryan, the head of Sony, said. PlayStation said.
So there we go. So there we go. You said it first, everyone. Organic growth. It's finest.
That's the funniest narrative to me.
Yeah, buys Bungie that are formerly exclusive to Xbox. Buys Bungie, breaks the studio up, forms another studio, buys them out, gets them to make exclusive games. Organic.
Organic. Now this what is it? Firewalk Studios only been around since 2018.
Yeah.
You know, so they haven't been around long. And look, you know what? This just reminded me of something. You know how we've had some devs leave what's that studio? Well, we've had that. We've had the guys leaving Forza Horizon. Playground to form their own studios. And I think a lot of guys, kind of to what you said earlier, Bushido, is that these guys are branching off. They're creating their own studios. They want to run it their own way, but at the same time, they're probably hoping for that acquisition where Microsoft or whoever will pay them, you know, more than what they're worth, and then laugh and then do it again and rinse and repeat.
Right.
So, I mean, these guys are smart. They can make games, obviously. So, and they've got all that experience. So they go off, make a studio, make some good money out of it, and then do some deals with Sony, Microsoft, Netflix, whoever, and hopefully get acquired. And I reckon that's the plan for some of these people.
What's your take on this, Mr. Bushido?
What do you mean by these people?
Yeah.
That's my running joke. Every time when I ask somebody, that's a line from Tropic of Thunder. Just in case.
Yeah. Oh, and
what do you mean these people?
The Baywatch movie with The Rock. Did you guys see the Baywatch movie with The Rock?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. That's funny, man. That scene is gold.
Yeah.
He goes, you can't see that.
Again? I forgot now.
I was talking about devs leaving, creating their own studios, and then obviously doing it so that they can obviously run things their own way, but also hopefully probably get acquired is, I think, the goal, so they can make that extra coin.
Right. I think that your conspiracy theory holds some water, though. I really do. That them leaving and starting their own studio really sounds like another way. And I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it at all. That's if because that's how you do business. And if you find a loophole to do something, do it then. I don't have a problem with it. It's almost like with I remember one of the rumors was that Xbox was going to use Tango to acquire a Japanese studio, since the Japanese government has a thing about outside countries buying any of their studios. And so I was thinking to myself, like, yeah, that might be a thing, and that could be the same instance with this too. And I wouldn't mind, or excuse me, not mind. I wouldn't have a problem with PlayStation doing that. It's just business, and it's another good way of making more games. Like I said too, the more games I get, the happier I am. So, like I said, especially if it's sci-fi, especially if it's sci-fi, so or superhero oriented. But yeah. I think I don't think it's that big a deal. I think it'd be good, and it's just another way to circumvent the system. So
Indeed, it is. It is for sure. We've got. Hang on, let me just have a look here real quick. We've got about 27 people watching us live, I believe. 26 people. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Hit that like button. Share it out on social media. We were late, but we're here. We've got our special guest, Bushido. We've got Elite Gaming Guru, myself, Ashtray. We don't have Red Dead Panda. She's not well. Well, actually, look, the truth is that we can only, whenever we have Bushido on, we can only have one of the other panel members. So last time Elite wasn't on, and this time Red's not on. So it's kind of that custody battle type thing that we're doing here. So that's the truth, believe it or not. Anyway, you guys are watching some gameplay footage of Ghostwire Tokyo. Apologies for the shit gameplay, but it is what it is. Elite. Next topic, sir. Or whatever the hell you want to do.
You better be glad I did notice. I would have called out your gameplay. You better be glad I did notice, because I would have been called out the gameplay. I've been doing that on every show. I did it to Bob. I did it to Risk It. Yeah, I will call out your gameplay if it looks bad.
Yeah, trust me, I know it's bad.
I wasn't looking at you. I was reading the chat. So,
so you're going to be eyeing it now, are you? You're going to look at it now.
Yeah, right.
How far into the game are you? I just wondered. How far into the game at this point are you in the gameplay?
Well, you didn't listen to the intro when I talked about it, obviously.
No.
I just feel like, nah, not really.
I'm not 100% sure because I've kind of forgotten, but I've either just about to finish chapter 3 or finished chapter 4.
Yeah, I think I
can't remember.
Got on chapter 3, but so where you are right now is still chapter 3.
I got the motorbike.
Oh yeah. So
I haven't used it, but I've got all the parts for a motorbike. I'm not spoiling anything. But I'll leave it at that. That's where I'm at. So I think that's end of chapter 3. I think.
Right, okay.
The first 3 chapters are quite long, and then my understanding is the last 2 are shorter, something like that.
Yeah, I'm not planning it. Right, so
watch out.
I just want to see if the game actually progresses anywhere.
It does
because
a little bit.
I'm watching where you're playing now, and I was around about that.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah.
Jeez, that's only like half an hour, 40 minutes in, dude.
Not running around the town. No, I'm not quite a lot of the town. I was running around a lot of it, but it's just a bit boring. It's empty town with just ghosts in it.
And I reckon it'd be better if it's third person.
Well, it's supposed to be empty. It's supposed to be like everybody's gone.
Pretty much, yeah.
So yeah.
Because that's why you got to collect the spirits.
Spirits, yeah, and save them. Yeah, it was boring. But anyway, I just want a quick shout out to everyone in the chat. We've got Grey Monad, Pyro, Jamal Lee, the Blue One, Other Zinc, Sappho. Have I missed out anyone?
Sappho. It would take Pyro to correct me right there in the chat too.
Yeah. Nicholas Jess was making love to his girlfriend earlier. Or I should say girlfriend, a girl we met in the bar. Pyro, is it Pyro?
Oh, shit.
C-roll. What else we got? That's it. Cepho. Pyro. I'm just going to say names. Right, let's go on to the next topic. Zing. Where are we? We're on to. I missed this topic, didn't I? I scrolled down one. So, true achievements. Is that the next one? True achievements.
Yeah, that's the next one, sir.
Okay. Loading it up now. Loading it up. Bear with me. Oh, it's a tweet. Oh, bollocks.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
There is a link to the True Achievements website too, if you want to click on that. But it sort of speaks for itself.
Right. True achievements. A recent poll has revealed that 90% of Xbox players won't be subscribing to Ubisoft Plus.
Yeah, I could see that.
So their poll suggests that. How many were in the poll? Did it say how many?
Yeah, so they had more than 5,000 responses, which is still a small. Well, it's still a small pool of people.
That's a lot.
Nah.
No, I think that's pretty nice size for asking whether or not they're gonna play it, and they say like 90% say no. That's a pretty good chunk. Usually they have a smaller one like 1,000 or a few hundred. That way they could have it the numbers the way they want. But 5,000, I think it's a pretty good handful.
Okay, fair enough. Well, look, either way, it's a pool of people. So there's apparently it was 5,251, and that leaves 4,762 to say no. Yeah, so that is a lot. Absolutely.
So more people polled this than played Forspoken.
That's messed up. That's real messy. Oh man.
Oh man.
But it charted everyone. It charted. So who is gonna subscribe to it? No, nobody.
No, because it's $17 in the US. It's $15 in the UK, and it's like $24 here in Australia.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And I think it's like closer to $30 in New Zealand, something like that. Redkin. Yeah. So it's not worth it, especially when you look at how many games Game Pass has. Yes, games leave, but we're always getting new games come in, and we pretty much sit roughly around 400 games in that offering, roughly. So, 400 games, they're all mixed titles, all different genres. It's, something for everybody. Ubisoft games, most of us own the Ubisoft games that are in there. It's not the full service. It's only sort of half the service. The only upside I see is that if you don't want to buy, say, Mirage when that comes out at the end of the year, or if it's been delayed early next year, then you can buy Ubisoft Plus just for a month. So you're spending that wherever you live, $17. We'll just say US, $17, and you can play Mirage for a month. And then, you've saved quite a bit of money. So you could do that. So at least you're getting games day and date. So that's the upside to it, which is a possibility. I like my Assassin's Creed games, so I'll actually buy Mirage, and I'll probably buy it a physical copy just because I like it that much. But that's the upside I see. What about you guys? Anybody?
I don't see that upside to it. I don't really like Ubisoft games particularly, so I won't be.
Oh, Guru, you hurt me.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Now, I hear that from quite a few people actually, and I mainly like the Division, mainly Division 2.
I don't mind Division, and I didn't mind Watch Dogs. I like Watch Dogs games. But otherwise, I think I like the Assassin's Creed games to a degree, but I think they've sort of drifted away from that now a bit too much, and they're just turning into more sort of, I don't know, standalone. I think the new games they're making, they shouldn't even be Assassin's Creed games. They should be just their own games, I think.
Yeah, well, I like them most.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Assassin's Creed games. I like a lot of Ubisoft games actually. The problem with Ubisoft is that they don't. A lot of their games are kind of sameish,
Yeah.
but that's what I kind of like about them because I know what I'm gonna get. So I kind of don't have a problem with that. But I think that one of the things that that would keep me away from Ubisoft Plus is that price. I mean, it's more than Game Pass. Like, how are you going to be more than Game Pass? And most of the games you have on that list, I've already played. That's why I don't subscribe to PlayStation Plus or whatever it is, Spartacus or whatever.
Mhm.
I don't- it's like I've already played those games, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, look at all the games." I'm like, "You're not playing all those games. You've already played them, or you already own them. Don't act like that. Like it's such a great bargain as if these games are brand new or anything like that. You go day and date, like like Ubisoft, that's a little bit different, but they've canceled a lot of games. I don't really see a whole lot of value in it. Now, if it would have been $5 or $7 on top of Game Pass, I think I might have done it. I might have been able to peruse and look through their list of games and see what I haven't played and said, man, let me try this. But for the most part, like I own um the last three Assassin's Creeds. Matter of fact, four. I still have Black Flag.
Great
Um,
game.
And a lot of them in
yeah,
Game Pass as well, anyway,
that
aren't
was
they?
the
What
best
this
one in the
Assassin's
beginning.
Creed? All of
Yeah,
them. So
right,
yeah,
right. So it doesn't have any value for me.
no, it
Um,
doesn't. No.
I I bought freaking Watch Dogs Legions day one because I had ray tracing, and guess what? I bought that when I got the Series X, and I still haven't played the game yet.
Yeah.
I think I played maybe 10 minutes of the game. That was it. But yeah, I like Ubisoft. I like even some of the future games they're gonna have, especially Beyond Good and Evil. Even those little rabbit games, they're cool for little a larf or whatever. You know what I mean? But I don't I don't see this being worth it. Like EA and Ubisoft are two of the greediest studios or companies or publishers out there, and they just want to stick their hands in our pockets. And I can respect, like I said, you trying to get paid, but gouging us, no, no, I don't subscribe to that. But for the most part, though, it's not the value's not there. They do have a bunch of games. We just all played them.
Yeah,
If you
absolutely. I
compare
think
it,
I was going to
okay, go on.
say, I think, obviously a lot of these things aren't aimed at us because we, again, like you said, we've played most of these. So it'll be to new people to the platform. It'll be to casuals, that kind of thing. So we've got to also, I think, keep that in mind when we're talking about this kind of stuff. But didn't EA put their service in first separately at about the same price and then
Yes. Yep.
incorporate it into Game Pass? So
Yep.
I think I mentioned this last week, but it could just be a case of trying to get a bit of a cash grab now and then fold
Mhm.
it into Game Pass, and then Game Pass, go up $5 or whatever a month, and then everyone's happy. So I don't know, maybe that'll happen.
I think sometimes the companies get so greedy that they overvalue themselves,
Mm.
or they'll go through these meetings where they're looking at numbers and not necessarily looking at or talking to people to see how people feel about the games, or look on social media or whatever. Even though social media is one of the worst places to look, but I'm just saying, at least see what people think of the games. And I think that they overvalue themselves, unfortunately.
Well, they're in a bit
Um,
of a tough spot, aren't they, at the moment? They've had to
yeah,
shut studios down. They've had to,
yeah,
which means get rid of staff, and they've had to sort of
right.
regroup and try and make some money back, I guess, or continue to stay afloat. So maybe this is just another way they sort of say, hey, look, this is a short term thing, but at least we could get some
Right.
gains just to keep us going. Maybe.
I
I don't
wouldn't
know.
mind Xbox buying a couple of their studios, like, um, and getting some of their IPs. That would have to be part of the deal if I was to buy, any of their studios. They have like with three divisions, about 20,000 employees. Their payroll's ridiculous. I forgot what the numbers were, but I mean, Xbox could afford it, but you just saw them laying people off recently. But I guess because they were under contract. But either way, if this was something that you wanted to do to really push games out really fast, they have the manpower for it. Like that's why you see those Assassin's Creed games like every other year. Like they have the manpower to be able to push those games out constantly. And I still would like to see Beyond Good and Evil, and of course, Pyro killed my enthusiasm on that one too by saying 2028. You know, it's yeah, they got good ideas, but they're not really flexing on them. Sometimes the execution is bad, like the last Splinter Cell. It was okay, but we didn't get a whole Splinter Cell this generation, like the last generation, which is messed up.
I agree with what Red says. They should put it in the family plan, in the family and friends
Yeah,
game pass. That'd be much better.
yes.
Preference to
I
that.
think you might be right though. I think eventually, if they're smart, they would work a deal out where you pay a few extra dollars to get it in Game Pass. If it was $5 in there, I'm for it. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, and I agree with what Limitless Jess says. But I think they should reboot Assassin's Creed. I think it's just reboot it from the start and sort of redo it. I think. I'd
Wait,
like to
didn't you
see
say
it.
you don't like Assassin's Creed though?
Sorry. Yeah, no, I
Did-
like the first Assassin's Creed, and I think we just went off track. I think, and then just got to, I don't know. I didn't like the futuristic thing either of it, where it carried on. I'd like it to have been like an Assassin's Creed game, but you just play an assassin, and you just play assassins in different time zones and things like that. It's all the first game
Yeah,
was quite of interest in the original, but eventually when you start playing the games, the whole going back in time and doing that thing, you walking around and as sort of in the
yeah, I
future.
hate it, but animals.
Yeah,
I
that got
really do
really
hate that.
boring. Yeah,
Yeah,
and you just think,
yeah,
can I just skip this and get on with this like assassin bit? It got really
right,
boring.
right.
That's what really put me off the games.
Well, that's what they're saying they're going back to though. They're going back more to that
Yeah,
assassin thing. Well, I hope so too. But don't get
I
me wrong,
like.
I actually
Yeah,
like them the way they are. I wouldn't have left them the way they were, but if they decided to implement more of the old style into the game, I'd be cool with that.
yeah, but I don't find in the new ones though, is sort of where they've sort of moved away from the future stuff, which is good.
Right,
But I don't feel
right.
like he's an assassin anymore.
No,
Would you say that? Would you say like in the last
no,
couple of
no, I
games,
wouldn't.
he's an assassin?
No. And
It's
I
more
like the
like
game, don't get me wrong, but except maybe Origins.
yeah,
Maybe Origins a little bit, but I'm still kind of pushing it.
yeah,
But the other ones, no. Mm-mm.
no,
It's straight away from that. The last one, Assassin's Creed was Black Flag,
yeah, yeah.
which in my opinion at the time was the best for like the longest.
Yeah, they need to make another version of that. But look, I sort of disagree with you guys because although they're bigger open worlds and you can do hack and slash type fighting, you still can choose to be stealthy. You still can choose to attack that way. So the only things that they really should have brought back was the double assassination. That's something that they really
I
needed
love
to bring
them.
back, man.
Yeah. Well, I like the other one too when you could blend into the crowd. I did love that.
Yeah, or stuff like that.
You run into the crowd, blend in, or grab a seat, and then they run past you. Like I really did like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just walk up and that hand blade just stab into someone's throat and just carry on walking and things like that. It's
yeah,
like,
Right,
you
right,
still
right.
can kind of do that in this as
yeah,
well. It's just not forced upon you, or it's not a part of like the level that you're doing, I guess. But you still can do that. It's just yeah. Anyway,
yeah. Taro says, "I hope we really eventually get a game set in Eden, that high level civilization."
I was just
Mm.
reading that. Yeah.
Yeah. Surprised it's not done a future version of it, Assassin's Creed, right way in the future. So,
Yeah, I would like for them to touch on that aspect of the story that we're just finding out about, that there was their own little Eden thing, and I would like to see how everything went with that. It could be DLC. It doesn't have to be a whole game, but
yeah,
I would like to get in on some of that story. We just finally found out that they were um basically aliens, and so it's like, oh, okay, well, this is okay that you guys been here. And I kind of figured that from like the first Assassin's Creed with those little um images you used to find from the past or whatever. I forgot what those were called. But I'd like to see him touch on that.
Yeah, what is it? The Isu. All right.
Shame the movie sucked. Anyway.
Yeah, I didn't even bother watching it.
No, still wasn't good.
Yeah, I just halfway through the show, and I've just realized the scroll bar at the top had like topics from like 3 weeks ago. So I've edited it, and at one point there, if you want to scroll back, you'll see Elite Gaming Guru is a fraud. But now it says, welcome to episode 97 of the Gamers Initiative podcast.
Oh, should have had that. I'll change that. Oh, the scroll bar. Oh, that scroll bar, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I didn't have much time to prepare.
Change that. Yeah. Right. Right, where are we? So let's move on to the next topic, which is we'll move on to Destin, are we?
Yes.
Destin Lingerie. Is that his name? Destin Lingerie?
Legary.
Oh, man.
He won't ever be on the show, so don't worry about it. Right.
Well, since other people aren't going to be a show, should we just diss them too?
Yeah, just say what.
Oh man.
Destin.
Yes.
Destin. Right, let me open it up. Destin Lingerie with all the FTC news.
Jason Statham, and now
I bet he's wearing his little picture. I bet he's wearing lingerie below that.
Oh, come on.
Down.
Yeah, his nickname but amongst his peers is Panties. They call him Panties.
you got to be a real messy tonight.
Right, with all the cold blood, with all the FTC news today, I'm surprised I hadn't seen anyone share that rep from Tennessee asked Khan directly about why they were siding with Sony as opposed to Microsoft. Yeah, so I covered this in a recent video, so I don't know if anyone's caught up with current affairs, but Lena Khan got absolutely destroyed. Absolutely, they literally bent her over and absolutely nailed her.
They didn't literally do that because
no, they literally. Literally is a strong word. He should use it. As flippant as I did.
I get what you're saying. Though.
Yeah, right. I don't know if I assume everyone on this panel in the chat watched my video. I'm just going to assume that because you all watch my content.
That's a great assumption.
Yeah. My video did show a lot of the clippage from. I put down it was the Supreme Court. It wasn't, was it? It was someone else.
She was asking for more funding.
Yeah,
that was where that was the whole reason behind this whole thing was she was asking for more funding, and they basically grilled her to kind of say, well, hang on, I mean, this is really sort of loose, but you know, you want more funding, but you're working with Sony, so why should we give you more funding? That's super loose, but yeah.
They literally, the lady literally said, "Why are you showing a bias towards Sony, who have 68% of the market share, actually leading?" They also went on that loads of people grilled her. Some guy was questioning why she's favouring European markets over American markets, actually trying to block America's progress. And you need to watch my video, people. And and she's actually been blocking a lot of American businesses and favouring them European businesses and Chinese businesses, and there's a questionnaire on that as well. There's also a question since she's taken over, the amount of people that have quit the FTC that dislike her, and she's got loads of hate and stuff, and people saying she's rude, obnoxious, she's power hungry, and just she's got absolutely slayed and destroyed. And there's just so many questions thrown at her, and she was just dodging everything, deflecting from everything. And it was hilarious to see. And the outcome of it, I can't see in any way how she'd one going to keep her job, and two, they would possibly stop the APK deal from going through. I can't see how the FTC can stop it now. After, all the stuff they challenged her on, which she had no answer to. She just buckled on all of it.
She skirted around it for sure. Yeah, she's better at breakdancing than Jim Ryan.
Yeah. Yeah, United States Congress. That's what it was. I was thinking, yeah, cheers. I put in my thingy. It was Supreme Court, but it wasn't. It's United States Congress. Yeah, they
Yeah,
absolutely grilled her. It
arrogant.
was hilarious. And they seem to be
Yeah,
mocking her. They seem to be bouncing around and having a joke between each other. And then one of them would just say, like, they would just seem to be mocking her. It was like hilarious. Anyways,
well,
I've
the
done that.
funny part was when she asked her, like, you really following the law, when it comes to this, and she's like, yeah, she's really arrogant because she was like, yeah, and it's like she just asked you why are you listening to advice for Sony, and then the first thing you say is, well, we're interested to see what they have to say. Why? That I
Yeah,
said that a long time ago too, when they were really listening to Sony. I said, why are you listening to the market leader?
Mm,
Like they already have a lead. Of course, they're gonna be against it because they want to keep their lead. That's the one of the stupidest things I've ever seen. But
yeah,
one of the reasons why she's like that is she has this agenda that when she got her position, that she was saying that she would stop big companies from gobbling up little companies and things like that. And this isn't even the same. And her metric for um, the way she's looking at the industry is wrong. She just lose Nintendo altogether. But it actually helped the case in the end, to be honest with you, because it makes Sony look more powerful. And a lot of people thought that it was a Sony's favor. But I said if you really were following the law, it would make them look stronger. And if that's the case, you really shouldn't one be listening to them, and two, you should be. I remember Boom brought this up first, and I found it kind of hard to swallow at first, but he was right. He was like, he said after this, they'd open up a can of worms and they might get investigated by, US and everything. And I said, no, they might not. And sure enough, they did. And they even went back to Japan, like, hey, why are you letting them do this? And their business practices are I'm getting off subject again though, because let me get back to Lena Khan. But her problem was that she's arrogant and she's just trying to make a name for herself.
yeah,
Really, that's really what her agenda is. She's trying to make a name for herself, and she's doing everything she can to boost her name or popularity or whatever you want to call it, so that she can run for whatever other office or whatever. But yeah, she's breaking her neck just to
yeah,
keep it from going through, with including not following the law. Anytime when the senator was like, "Hey, so why aren't you following the law to this? Then this you're going above that." And she had the stupidest answers like, we think, well, we're taking just as this into consideration, and
yeah,
these vague answers of just about. But I think that it was really embarrassing though, because she was being raked across the coals, and she deserved it.
yeah. They absolutely destroyed her. She had nothing. And yeah, it was hilarious to watch. Watching the clips and stuff like that, it was just brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely hammered her. So, and from everything right to what people think of her and everything, and ex-employees and stuff saying she's ruining the FTC, and to just business.
Yeah, especially the one that said that she wasn't really following the rule of law,
No, she's not
and
for the law. No.
she was bypassing it. Yeah, and it was like,
Yeah,
they were saying this is what we're supposed to be doing,
yeah,
and what she wants to do.
I think that the nail in the coffin, in my opinion, is basically working with foreign companies in over US companies, and that's a big no.
That's what
So
she's
why
meant to be
would
questioned on.
so why would we fund? They're pretty much saying, why would we fund you if you don't have our best interest, the US's best interest? Because
Right,
you got to question that. You go, well, you're American. Why are you not protecting American interest?
right.
And so that's where it's really weird that she's not. And so the only thing I can think of is that she's getting paid. Because I mean, like, obviously there's lobbying and stuff, so she must be getting looked after
Hmm.
to be that sort of way. But it's like the blue one says in the chat. He goes, they don't play when you're asking for funding. So exactly right. They're not just going to hand over money saying, here, whatever, we're not going to ask any questions, here's some cash. They're going to go, hang on a second, you want to get some money from us, you need to prove that it's worth us spending the money on you. What are your
Right.
reasons behind it? What are you doing with that money? What's the interest
What
of
are
the
your results right
U.S.
now?
government,
Yeah, what's your
etc.?
results from all the work you're doing now?
Yeah,
And her results, was she what, 0-11 or something like that? This
something
her
like
record is
that.
horrible. Yeah,
You know, but again, having Sony's best interests, which is not an American company, and I bet you there's still a lot of people out there that think it is, honestly. But
yeah, yeah.
because it's so marketed and everything. But yeah, and just say, well, hang on a sec, we don't like how this is working and how you're doing things. So, do we know when the result for this is going to come? Has there been one, or do they have to deliberate over a few days, or what? Does anyone know? Anyone in the chat?
Is it the
aware?
26th of April? Where have I got that?
I,
Is it?
I know one of them is supposed to be in about a week or two.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure 26th of April.
Yeah,
Well, that's next Wednesday.
Yeah. I'm pretty
right.
sure one
Yeah.
is.
And I heard that the other one is not too far away either, though.
Yeah.
So
And I
it'd
think
be nice to get before the summer show. It really would be nice
Yeah.
before.
And yeah, and I don't think we're going to hear much more from CMA either. I think they've slowly sort of slid back out. They've backed out. They realise that they're going to lose, and they're just going to be embarrassed. And
Yeah.
they're supporting the wrong cause. So I think they've just backed off, kind of like how Japan did. How Japan was first trying to block it, and then sort of flip flopped on that. Went actually no, go ahead. When they realised that there was when they got questioned by blocking American companies. Yeah. So
You let Sony now it's coming to light to see letting Sony. Listen, I wanted them to have to bring their paperwork and their business practices out to the light. I really believe that a lot of things. Now, here's my conspiracy theory. Here's mine. We've been getting a lot of games at a third party that aren't running as good on the PS5 as of recently and in the beginning. In the middle, we've got some. It seemed like everything was leveled out, and Series X was outperforming the PlayStation. But now it's starting to come back up again. I kind of wonder with that parity clause if that could be one of the things that has a situation like that. It just seems odd to me that they said that they're worried that Xbox would give them an inferior version of COD, and I was like, what would make you think that? And after a while, it hit me like, I wonder if it's because they're doing it.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of things they complain about is the things that they do.
Yeah.
It's not a conspiracy theory when it's true. And the reason why I say it's true is because they were talking about they're worried that Microsoft are going to put their prices up, and look what they just did.
Yep.
They put all the prices, well, not all, but they put prices up on PC games, and in fact, nearly double. So they're definitely projecting when they say that kind of stuff, because they know they're doing it themselves, for sure. And we've said before with game releases, when the Series X performs worse, and a week or two later it gets patched. What? Interesting, right?
Yeah.
After the reviews and everything, and it's running worse, and Digital Foundry, etc., and then it gets patched later and doesn't get reviewed again, or doesn't get the.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So
it seems so odd and convenient
that
it just happens to work out like that.
Yeah.
I don't believe in what is it? Coincidences at all.
Mm-hmm.
And we know Sony's all up for manipulating like that, because they did it with Gran Turismo 7. Remember when they let the game get scored, and then after it got its Metacritic scoring, that's when they released the microtransactions, didn't they?
Oh, yes.
There you go. That's another one.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
and did you have anybody review that or talk about that?
Exactly. No.
Nope.
So, which was sly. So, but that got pushed under the carpet as always.
Yep.
So they only let the reviewers have half the game.
They really, really are grimy the way they do business, and even the way they treat other studios. That's why you see other studios really doting over Xbox, saying that, oh man, it was great working with them, and this and that. Anytime you charge indie devs, was it $25,000 to advertise in their store? to have a premium spot in the store. And it's they have to pay, I think it's 150 to 250,000 for crossplay, just in case they lose money. Just in case they lose money. I said, you gotta be kidding me. Like, seriously? And they say Xbox doesn't do that. Of course they wouldn't, because their money is deeper, but at the same time, it really would look ugly for a company like Xbox to do the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. Pyro in the chat says Sony is indeed not an American company. However, PlayStation currently is a US corporation since moving HQ to Cali and switching operations. That's just how do I put it? It's still not an American-owned company, right? It's just that they're based there.
Yeah.
And the money still goes back to Sony, which is Japan still.
Right.
So I know what you're saying, though.
I know the Japanese market was not feeling that, though. Japanese people did not feel that move. They felt a little betrayed. But it's still selling well over there. It was slow at first, but it's really, really picked back up.
And I think that's why they did want to stop this going to court. Because I think in court they would have had to, I reckon they would have been pushed to supply evidence and documents and stuff, where she didn't have to supply anything. It was just like, oh, sort of trust me kind of thing. But I reckon in court she'd be very much, where's your evidence? What's this? What's going on here? Why are you supporting Sony? They would have pulled up all Sony's papers and everything they've been doing, and that would have been, her and Sony would have been massively scrutinised and destroyed, I think. And I think that's why Sony sort of backed out of it, and left her to take the slack, really. Take it.
Yeah, left her hold the bag, basically.
Yeah. Jim was like, good luck with that, love. You're on your own, buddy. Because I think, in court, Sony would have destroyed. So, but and Microsoft knew what they was doing. Their legal team knew what they was doing. That's why they played it cool all along. Just let Jim cry his eyes out. So, bitch. Right. Should we move on to the next topic?
You know what? You go move on to the next topic. I'm going to quickly go make myself a coffee. All right? I'll be back in a minute. No.
You have a quick plop on me and...
No, I've already done that this morning. I'm good on that end. Just going to go grab a coffee. Real quick.
He's good.
I'll be back in a second.
What's that next topic? What is this? I want to have a look at this then. Is it going to let me open this link? It will do. So, Lord of the Rings Gollum dev explains why... Cookies. Explains why Elvish language is locked behind a paywall. So this is the new Lord of the Rings Gollum game, isn't it? And they're locking the Elvish language behind a paywall. One does not simply hear Elvish for free. Firstly, who's actually interested in this game, the Gollum game?
When I first seen it, I was like, ask for this. That was literally the first thing that popped up in my head. That like, wow, somebody really wanted a Gollum game, huh? I mean, I didn't know, and I still don't want a Gollum game. I saw some of the newer footage of it. It looks a little bit better, like it might be something, but no, still, like I don't want that.
I know. That's what I'm thinking. All the characters and the game you could have made, all the stuff you could have done, you've done Gollum. I mean, the game looks interesting and graphically okay and stuff like that, but I just don't want to play Gollum.
Yeah, and just as him, I don't really get that. I'm interested to see how they're going to pull it off, only because it's something new, and they might have something, but I doubt it though. I don't know why. I just doubt it though. So I'm thinking, but yeah, to do that, man. That's really ballsy.
Yeah, so you make him pay for the Elvish language in the game.
Yeah.
I don't know why Astray put this in here. It's really a boring subject. I don't bet anyone's going to play the game anyway, to be honest. And I certainly won't be playing it. Well, they're making you pay for the Elvish language, but do you need the Elvish language? Because if you need it, that's a bit naughty, because they're making you pay for something that you need. But if you don't need it, why would you pay for it? Do you know what I mean?
I guess for the diehards, maybe, but still, though, like, why would you separate the two? Like, I just, wow.
Yeah, it's random and weird. Like people
Studios a bad name for that rep for DLC and microtransactions, things like that. I don't mind microtransactions unless you do something like this.
Yeah.
Just something that's just out of pocket, out of the way to keep content from you and make you pay for it.
Yeah.
I don't mind things like skins and things like that, as long as you don't, especially you don't have to break it on. But for the most part, though, like to do this, it's like,
I just can't. Yeah.
yeah,
I just can't imagine the game being fun anyway, because you're just playing Gollum. He's naked, and apart from sort of a loincloth covering his bits,
yeah,
and that's it. What is it? I can imagine just being like a stealth game where you just sort of crawl around and walk around,
right.
looking for the ring. I don't know what the plot is of the game or anything, but it's not as if it'll be combat heavy. Like it's gonna be a lot of, like a hack and slash or anything, or I don't know.
It looks really boring to me, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
What looks
Or
boring?
is it look to me?
game.
Yeah, there it is. It looks boring to me. Yeah.
What does? What does?
Oh,
The
that
Gollum.
topic one.
Gollum. Gollum's it's a stealth game.
I knew it. Well, what else could it be? He's
Yeah.
naked. He just walks around and does nothing other than just looks to the ring.
But nobody wants to play a game where you have to be stealthy the whole time.
The whole time,
Is it-
no.
Is it just me?
Man. Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see if anyone really cares about this, because yeah, a lot of people don't like to be stuck doing stealth the whole time. You guys have probably covered all of that sort of stuff, but did you talk about the language Elvish being behind a paywall?
Yep.
That would piss Red off. See, this would have been a perfect topic for Red to talk about.
Yeah. It's just not here.
Yeah, just complete bollocks. That's all I can say.
Bullshit, all of it. Yeah. Whole committee. Yeah, it's nonsense. Should we move on to the next topic? Just ignore that.
Yeah.
I was just saying, no, who's actually going to play the game? Who's going to buy it?
No.
Not me, definitely not me.
In chat, is anyone actually buy other than Red? Is anyone going to buy the Gollum game? Anyone? Just let us know.
That is a good question. Is there anybody?
Anyone that's going to buy this game, and why? Because it just will be pure stealth.
Yeah, yes, and why, especially. Yes, and why.
Why? This is where pure... Because he's naked. So it's not as if you can have like an assortment of like an inventory, like weapons and stuff. Like, he's naked.
Yes.
So... I don't get the point of it. I don't get it. Oh, the character really done. Yeah. Anyway.
So you always hear people say, "I want somebody to try something different and new." I think what most people mean is story wise. I don't think they really mean it's like far as like gameplay like this, because that's not what I'm looking for either.
Yeah.
You know, I am for studios trying new things. I am to them, shaking things up, and especially with the indie games. The indie games actually been the best games this generation, period, in my opinion. I don't think a lot of the AAA games, we have a handful, but I don't think a lot of them have been as good as some of the indie games. That's just to me.
No. Yeah. Indie's picking up. Little indie games doing quite well now.
Well, indies have always kind of carried that and third party games have always sort of carried the industry. The first party games have always been sort of few and far between, or hit and miss even.
Right.
So indies are there. They need to come up through the ranks. When they do super well, they get more funding and grow from there. So indies are extremely important. I think in terms of gameplay, I think everyone's probably got an example or two. But for example, not everyone likes it, but Remedy's always had some like interesting and different gameplay mechanics over some others, instead of just doing so. I mean, look, Gollum's just stealth. I mean, what's there to that? There's not a lot to it, really, right? It's not new. It's not innovative.
I think it's going to be like, do you remember that? What's that game? Goblin game where you walk around. Was it called Goblin?
It was called Sticks. Sticks.
Yeah, Sticks. That was it. Yeah. I can imagine it's just going to be that.
Yeah, so Boba and I played that a couple of weeks ago because it's co-op, and yeah, you can't do anything but stay stealthy the whole time, and it kind of restricts you. Yeah, okay, it gets you to sort of think outside the box and how to approach things, but yeah,
7 hours of that though.
I know, right? Being stealthy the whole time.
Yeah,
not the greatest.
Not for me.
No.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to move on to the next topic because nobody's interested in Gollum other than Red.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's move on to Richard Hogg of Hogg Law.
You're an idiot.
Yeah. Well, Dick Hogg.
Oh no.
Hogg Law.
And it's Hogue.
Oh, I know it is.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Just to know for our listeners, he's at least not a complete retard. He's just he just likes to annoy people.
I do too, so hey, I get it.
Right, he says MS Game Pass and Netflix both see themselves as competitors. Of course they do. Don't be surprised when the more tech-facing companies choose to isolate Microsoft. Yeah, I was thinking about this today actually. Why is everyone out for Microsoft? Is it because they're the true market leaders? They're the true champions? Because it just seems to be everyone going at Microsoft at the moment. We've got Netflix now seeing them as competition and going at Microsoft. Sony's obviously going at Microsoft. We've got who's it who's done the Stadia and that. We're competing and attacking against Microsoft and blaming Microsoft for everything. Everyone seems to be just at Microsoft. We've got all the media now is at Microsoft. Everyone seems to be at Microsoft, who are apparently third.
Well, Xbox is third.
Yeah.
Microsoft is the biggest company in the world.
Yeah, so do you think everyone's just, do you think really Xbox is just getting the flack for Microsoft being so big and who they are?
Well, that's got a lot to do with it,
sorry.
yeah.
We've got one. Elon Musk is now out for Microsoft as well, isn't he? You see his recent message.
Yeah, how about that? Yeah.
Yeah, he's gunning for Microsoft as well now, and he said he's going to sue him. So yeah, everyone's just gunning for Microsoft, and it's just weird. And but
they're not even, like you said, they're not even in first place or second place.
No.
You know, it's weird that they have this. I can't say vendetta, but just got this mark on their back from every other industry guys in our industry, except for the studios. The studios are fine with Xbox and things that they do, but as far as the big companies, like they got real issues with them.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, everyone seems to be massively gunning for them. So yeah, so Netflix and Xbox will be competing, or Game Pass, should say, will be competing. Who's going to win this war? I've got Microsoft. If it's going to come down to subscription services with games, Microsoft's going to win it. It's only going to make them more powerful than just completely abolish Sony. So.
Yeah, so look, Phil said it himself. He said we don't see PlayStation as competition. We see Netflix, Amazon. So I mean, Phil said it already anyway. So it's no real surprise. He's not saying anything
It's really
new.
about the cloud gaming. Yeah.
Exactly right. But what Hogue was talking in response to another tweet about a game being left off the service. Everyone else has got it. It's Oxenfree 2 or whatever. Everyone's getting it except for Xbox. So someone has paid for it not to be on Xbox.
I see the same thing.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So but it's Netflix. So is Sony paid for it not to be on Xbox, or is Netflix just being clever and trying to cut?
I think it might be Sony. I still think it's Sony.
So are we going to now see Netflix and Sony then start pairing up? Sony putting their games onto Netflix.
But look, hey, you never know.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. I really still think that Netflix is really going for the
cloud
mobile type games.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going for any AAA things, anything like that. I don't think. Now listen, I'm just saying I don't think. Doesn't mean it's really out of their realm. I don't think so either. But I think as of right now that's where their goal is. Because a lot of money is made mobile. But who knows what will happen out in the future. But I really do think that PlayStation And I hate to be like that guy. Like, your PlayStation, man, they're always out to get us. I have to say though, in this instance, it just seems like it. Like, there's another instance that they put their money out, and they're doing everything they can to keep Xbox from being anywhere near a competitor or moving up.
Yeah.
Yep. What game are you playing right now, Bushido?
I don't know what you're talking about. I really I don't. Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
It sounded like you were gaming. That's all. Anyway,
Oh, okay.
I
Oh,
agree. I agree with you on that, man. And look, I think Xbox need to just do everything on their own. They can't rely on anybody. They can't rely on the media. They can't rely on anything to assist them and help them out. What they should be doing, instead of giving media outlets copies of games, etc., is give it to YouTubers and stuff that are going to actually be pro Xbox, not ones that are going to, just because they got 100, over 100,000 followers or whatever. They need to start trying to build up their community, people that actually give a shit about the brand, in my opinion.
I think that's one of the biggest problems with them is marketing, though. I still hate Xbox's marketing.
Absolutely.
Like, it's so lackadaisical, and it's annoying to me that you don't really put any real. Like, I remember when the PS5 came out, and I was watching college football, and I saw it on every game, advertised on the field, on the sidelines, or whatever. And this is the same time the Series X is out. I didn't see a Series X advertisement in God knows how long, until really just this year. I started seeing it, but I only see it on YouTube. I don't know. It just bothers me that their advertising is so lax.
Yeah.
It's really weird though, isn't it? Like, they've got the ads, they've got the 30-second clips that they can use that they've made,
Yep.
And they just make them appear before, during, or after people's videos. Just pay for it to be on YouTube. You load a video up. In saying that though, last year was huge, and previous years have been huge for PlayStation ads. I'm actually not seeing as many lately of PlayStation ads, but I have.
No games.
Well, that's probably right. So when they do have a game, they'll flood the YouTube videos, but Xbox doesn't do it really at all. Very little anyway. But recently they started. I've seen it a couple of times. They've had here in Australia. They've got a promotion on at the moment. If you buy a box of barbecue shapes, they're flavored biscuits. They're really yummy.
Cookies?
No, not cookies. Like they're savory.
Oh.
They're hard.
Free PS5.
No, play Xbox.
Oh, right.
It's an Xbox promotion.
Wait. So what's a biscuit to you then? Because I've gotten into this with Risky, and so now every time he says name, I always say say Risky for the biscuit. I always say it Risky for the cookie or whatever, and he's like he's not a cookie, it's a biscuit. So we don't go back and forth about that.
Well, a cookie to me is something like a chocolate chip cookie. That's a cookie, right? That's more of a sweet thing. A biscuit to us is something savory, right? So it tastes like barbecue shapes, pizza flavored shapes, that kind of stuff. You guys would probably, I don't know, you guys might call it a cracker or something, but that's racist. So I wouldn't say that.
You would fit in our parties on Xbox.
I was going to say, Stephen Housley said Netflix owns the studio that made the game. Apparently, so they own the game that made the studio that made Oxenfree too.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense then.
Yeah, so it must have been a decision by Netflix to then just block out their competition. Then,
Bushido, do you have the Discord open?
Yes.
Just have a look at that image that I post. So that's the promotion that's on now in Australia here.
Oh, that's lovely.
And so you can win an Xbox Series S console. So I have seen a couple of those ads on YouTube. You guys obviously wouldn't get it because it's an Australian promotion. But Yeah, they need to be doing more of that kind of stuff, and at least getting the ads out there.
They had one good commercial. What was that one commercial last year that got a lot of acclaim? It's not the one with the cat either, with the underneath the Master Chief's helmet. They had that one advertisement late last year, and it got a lot of publicity and a lot of favor from the fans, and then all of a sudden they just went dormant again. I wonder if Pyro remembers what I'm talking about. But yeah, they had that one ad that was really spectacular, and then all of a sudden they just went right back to being played once again.
Was the ad for the console, or was it for a game, or what was
I think it was for the console. It was for the console, and it was really good, but they didn't do anything like that again. It started to come into my head just now. It's gone again now. I don't remember.
Maybe it exists on YouTube, but yeah, they just
Oh yeah. More than likely it's on YouTube, but I just don't remember what it was for to be able to say, "Hey, look this up with this," wording to find it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna just look it down. It's gonna drive me crazy.
Yep.
Right, I'm just gonna jump straight into the last topic.
Okay.
PS Plus last chance warning: 31 games to disappear from your PlayStation Plus library. So yeah, they're removing more games from PS Plus. So yeah, there doesn't seem to be much of a backlash on this. Remember when was it Quantum Break left Game Pass? Just the one game left Game Pass. There was so much hate, but they removed 31 games in PS Plus. There's just nothing, just crickets, including games like not even small games, including games like Spider-Man and Resident Evil. So, there's a list here.
I know, right? So the list is Marvel Spiders, Flat Out 4, Deadlight Director's Cut, Homefront, Mighty Number 9, Red Faction's Guerrilla Remaster, Shenmue 3. The list goes on. There's heaps of them. But the thing is that, yeah, where's the outrage? Where's the outcry? Nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. No one said a thing. If anyone does say anything, but they're old games.
Yeah,
they're old
games. Yes. Yep.
Quantum Break just released, did it? Is that new?
Yeah. It's the last gen game.
Well, no, you're missing the point. It's Xbox. That's why.
Aha. There you go. Xbox. The sky's falling. Everything's. It's the end of the world. There's tornadoes and explosions and stuff. Xbox, PlayStation announcement. It's 30 times worse. Nothing.
Yeah. Nothing.
It's crazy.
But I assume they're going to be paying less for it now, though, aren't they? If it's going to just remove 31 games. Oh no, that's right. The price of everything's gone up. Yeah.
Oh man, that's funny.
That's what we should have put together. We should have put Sony raises the price of all the games on top of the Sony removed 31 games. Yeah.
They're like, all right, guys. They're sitting around a boardroom. They're sitting around a boardroom right now, and they're like, all right, guys, what we're going to do here? We're gonna
giggling themselves.
We're going to increase the price of the service, but wait for it. We're going to take 31 games out of the service at the same time. Yeah, and they're all high-fiving and chest bumping each other.
Applauding. Yeah. Everybody's high-fiving and chest bumping. That's brilliant.
And they'll be like, no, we can't do that. We'll get so much hate. And they went, we won't. What? Check these videos out. And they bring up like King Thrash and MGB and stuff, saying it had why it's so great and stuff. So we've got these idiots. Whatever we do, they're gonna applaud us.
They're like, we got these idiots right here that do everything without even get paid. So don't worry about it.
This one guy even called Jim Ryan the leader.
Oh my God. That was so funny.
Oh, man.
Jeez.
What, like the leader from the Incredible Hulk? The leader in that. Everyone with the big, massive green head.
Right. Oh man. It's just funny to me because I was saying before that a while ago, I've been saying this for a while, that PlayStation does that and nobody says anything. Like, I'm not even talking about little games. They're like, they'll take, I remember when God of War was in there and they took it out. And I was like, well, what's the use of you having the service for your games, but you take your games out of them? I don't understand that. And the game already is so well, and you've got all your money for it. I don't understand why you taking it out as if people are going to start buying it again. And even so, if people are going to buy it, they're going to do it regardless because they know that if they stop paying for the service, they can't play the game anymore. So I just find it really funny that it's um or hypocritical, isn't it? And that because will continue to stand up for them, but the jump on Xbox for the little thing. The game is coming back. Quantum Break is literally coming back. And these other games, you don't know when they're coming back or if they are. And you worried about what's going on across the fence from you. Like it's just funny to me.
Yeah, it's crazy. Will it ever change? That's my question. Is this ever going to change? Is it going to reverse or back up, and maybe people will start outraging with PlayStation one day, and things will start to cool down with Xbox? Maybe, I don't know, but
It would be if they did that, but they don't though. They're falling in line so quickly, and even if one person does get out of line, you got the rest of the sheep will push you right back into line.
Yeah, well, actually, you're right there too, because every now and then there's that one that cries on camera or throws a tantrum, and and then the others are like, "Calm down, man, calm down. It's okay. It's all right."
Yes. And what happens with that guy who had the complaints? He may have legitimate complaints, may really feel this way, but once he gets badgered by everyone else, they put out a video and say, you know what, I was wrong. It's actually a good idea for PlayStation to do this. And I'm like, have a spine, dude. If you act like you don't care what other people say, people actually respect you more. That if you say like, look, man, it's my opinion, I don't care, and keep it moving, guys will respect you more. But when you're guys like MBG, Dreamcast guy, trying to remember who's the other one, but when you like those guys, it's like, you're not gonna get anything done when it comes to PlayStation as far as like hearing use, because you know it's so many names I could name right now. I could throw out there just right in line. Anytime a PlayStation does something, it's okay. And they were the whole price hike with the console. Even Wooly was like, well, they have their company. They're looking to make money, and he's like, what?
Yeah,
They have a right to make
Wooly
money?
guy is definitely touched in the head. Definitely. Like I don't know if he gets spoon fed or something. I don't think he can feed himself. That guy.
Yeah,
He's special.
Gaz
Very
done a great
special.
video on him.
Yeah, that wasn't nice, man. That wasn't nice, but it might be true. But
I thought that was actually quite nice. It could have gone worse.
You said you could have been worse than that, huh?
We got a different filter here over in Australia.
I hear you. Oh, believe me, I know. Believe me.
You would too, actually. You would too.
Yeah. Jeez, man. And I agree though. It's like these guys are like robots or I mean, I
Slaves.
can't think of anything else better than, even more than, I'm trying to find like Stepford fans, like stands, whatever you want to call it, man. They just, whatever PlayStation says or does, it is true and it's okay.
It reminds me of almost like in Star Wars, you got the clones. They're all the same.
Yes.
They all move the same.
Yes.
They all dress the same. They all talk the same. They have the same everything. That's what it reminds me of. That.
At least those clones have their own thinking. Each one of them. Each one of them could think of something on their own. At least these guys don't. It just seems like anything and if somebody else says it, you go right along with them. Like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah, they all just agree.
That's right.
That Crossfire podcast. Oh, then that Brap as well.
That dude's funny as well.
God,
you want to talk about a guy I can't stand? I can't stand Rap. I really can't stand that guy.
Who's that?
Rap.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. He
Acts
tries to
like he's
play
so
neutral, doesn't he? He's a fake neutral. He tries to play neutral, but he's
yes,
just so inconsistent.
condescending and
Yeah, he's so biased and inconsistent and ignorant to everything.
yeah. The minute you don't agree with something, he always makes it as if his point is so over your head. That's
Yeah.
why you don't get it, and then he throws that out. And in all honesty, it's such an insult that I'm like, man, if you were in front of me, I think I might have slapped you.
A
Like
lot of
it
people
really
like that. Yeah.
irritates me, man.
A lot of the PlayStation fan base are like that.
Yeah.
The kids at school that sort of had the glasses on with the plaster over it, or the bandana, what's it called? What do you call it in America? We call it plaster in England. The thingy, what do you call it? Band-aid. And the rucksack on their back, and sort of the shoes 2 sizes too big for them. Them kids that found a voice on social media now, and they all sit there like, and they typing away on their keyboards, acting all big, but you know, really, you can edit them. Like just shrivel up, but it's just awful. It's just awful. They are a cult. I am convinced they're a cult because they do have a hive mentality. They all just agree. The end. They're just nothing. And they will agree. And if you prove them wrong, then they just switch to insults and all start insulting you. And they all jump in and they all just turn up in mass and just start insulting you. And until you block them.
Like, what was the last good game Xbox released that was like PlayStation? And you're like, come on, and then you're going off track. That's why I don't have this conversation with those guys. Because it's so disingenuous.
Yeah.
And I know it's going to go off the rails the minute you close up their little conversation with no, this isn't it. And they're like, no. I now I got to turn to insults, and we got to start our games and things like that. So I got something for just about all of them, except for the one that say what game looks better than the other for Xbox. But everything else, I got replies for. But that one was a tough one.
The sales, the good one, the go-to sales.
Always sales is their fallback. That's their main thing.
Sales.
If they lose everything, they go to like you said before, they start having a go at you, and then bam, sales comes up all the time. Yeah. Shout out to Infinite Umbra is in the chat.
He's there as well. We have Dodge Knight.
Shit.
We got It's Timmy. Pyro's still here. Oh
no.
The blue one.
I think we still got Sappho. Yep.
Sappho's still here. Ooh. There's Red gone. Ray. Hello, Ray. Is Red? Where's Red? Anyone seen Red anywhere? She's a cop out. She is. I don't know why we've still got her. Ashtray. It's just dump her. Great man, it's there.
It's in here. See the Dark Knight in a long time. What's up, man?
Yeah. I mean, it's great to have him jump in. As I said, I definitely think we should talk, as we were talking before, about replacing her with Doom.
Man.
But anyway, I think. Oh, she's here. All right, Red. Miss you.
That's it.
Right, I think we're around the chart. I think we're done here. Unless anyone wants to talk about anything else.
Not particularly.
No, we want to go and play some games, I think. Not that any of us play games because we're Xbox, I should say. We're Xbox. So
no, we're what is it again? Pony bots.
Pony bots, yeah.
Pony bots, yeah. That's the new lingo now.
Is it Pony bots Xbox in disguise?
It's like Transformers.
Xbox in disguise.
Xbox in disguise.
Xbox changed into Pony bots. Yeah,
oh man!
Right, let's get the hell here then. So, go on, fire away, Ashtray. You say something.
No, I was just laughing.
Ow.
I was just laughing.
Yeah.
No, that's been a good show.
Yeah, it's great to have you on board game, Mr. Bushido, N7. It's always
you.
Yeah, we love your chat, your banter. We'd love to get you back on again soon. Let's get Dirt back in as well.
Love to.
So where can we find you? Tell us where.
You can find me on the KY Bob Show. The KY Bob Show is Games at Live, and it's at 9:00 Eastern Standard Times. And the band of Misfits on there, and I think Bob's expression is where the games play and nothing matters. No. It's where the console matters and not the It's where the games the cons. I forgot. I keep messing that up, but man, I keep forgetting now. So they'll remind me again.
Drop
But for the most part, that's where you find me, and everywhere else, PlayStation, Mr. Bistro N7 and Twitter. So that's it.
Brilliant, fantastic. Ashtray, can we find you anywhere? Or
Nah.
Good.
Just flat out.
Nope. Yeah, well, you can find me here every week. You can find me here because I'm the only consistent panel member. You know, there's always something wrong with you two, I tell you. But anyway, I might just move the show to my channel and have my own show. Anyway,
anyway, the Me Show.
The what show?
The Me Show.
The Me Show.
The Me Show.
The Podybot Show.
Yeah, the Podybot Show. Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm consistently here Saturday morning for me, Friday evening for you guys in the US and UK. I still haven't made a video for a while, but I might start soon. I know I keep saying that, but I might. We'll see. Anyway, and then Twitter as well. So it's all AshtreyGaming, TREY. You can follow me over there for my takes. They're usually a bit outlandish, but that's what it's all about. And that's me. Oh, and apparently you can find me in a pouch, according to the blue one, a kangaroo pouch. Yeah. Apparently that's how we get around. That's how we get around over here. Is we have our own kangaroos out back, and we ride them or hop in their pouches and go to work in them.
It sounds like a rough ride, didn't it?
It's quite warm. It's moist. All right, Elite. What about yourself?
Do you call them kangaroonies?
No.
Or just
kangaroonies.
All right.
Right. You can find me here on my channel where we are right now, or you can find me on Twitter. There's all little links there down below on the screen. You can see it under Gaming Initiative. There's my one there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Go and check out my recent video. It was one of the topics in today's podcast, but and it's really good. I'm the only panel member that drops actually content, so keep staying tuned. But it's great to have you on board. We had a nice bunch of new faces, which is fantastic. We really appreciate the support. Slowly climbing up the subscription numbers, so hopefully I'll get to 1 billion soon.
Soon to top it off.
It'd be nice to break 1K. But anyway, it's great. Thank you all for the support. Really appreciate it. It's great to have you in. It's great to have the banter and the chat. Wish you could read all your comments out, but one is fucked up, so I can't.
Yeah, when are you gonna buy a new computer, dude? Come on.
It's a Surface. I've had this Surface Pro now, which I borrowed from work about 5 years ago.
That's not a computer. That's a laptop, basically. It's a tablet. You need a PC.
If you borrowed it 5 years ago, you basically stole it now.
Yeah, exactly. I left the job about 4 years ago.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's not the only thing I borrowed when I left either.
Oh my god!
I'll be returning it all. But
you need to start a GoFundMe so you can get a friggin' PC, dude.
I'm gonna
hurry up. Let's go. Do it.
I'll get what's his face to do it for me. MGB.
Oh, Salty.
Yeah, so we'll to do it. Yeah. What was he? He's a weight loss GoFundMe, though, wasn't it?
He probably needs it.
Yeah.
Shit. All right, we're out of here.
It's an Uber Eats GoFundMe.
Yeah, I could use one of those already by now.
Yeah, messy. Right, let's get out of here then. Thank you all for watching, and goodbye for now.
See you guys. See you next
Bye,
week.
everybody.